blast off.
Why are you saying it so sensual?
Jesus. Welcome to the After 8 Hours
God.
with your boys, Jay Titan and the man, the myth, the legend. It's on a shirt, everybody.
It
Jack
is.
Jack 1620. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm in a dark place. Quite literally.
Why? Why are you in such a dark place?
Look at this room. It's very dark.
What?
No, I'm
it is
not.
like
Mentally,
it's only 4 o'clock.
mentally, I'm in a good place.
it's 5.
No, it's you know, it's December, baby.
It is
December, baby, and I'm not trying to jinx it, but it's been an interesting weather pattern in Colorado thus far.
Did you hear about the blizzard Hawaii's about to get?
Yes, Hawaii's about to get 12 inches of snow. And again, I'm not jinxing anything about here.
I don't want fucking
So,
snow.
Anyway.
At least not at my house, please.
It is insane. I hope the best. I'm not sure Hawaii is ready for snow.
And again, that's why I was like, I really hope after all the lessons we've learned from like even Texas last year with their snow and just to be prepared. I think it's good to have winter gear and winter stuff no matter where you live.
Absolutely.
In the world. Have a fucking jacket, have candles, have a little generator.
Yeah,
it doesn't fucking matter. Like at this
immortal
point.
Words of Scar, the lion. I don't know his last name.
I was like,
King. Be prepared. Because like legitimately, being from Colorado, I don't travel anywhere without like at least a hoodie or something to keep me warm. Even though like, oh, you're going to Texas, ha 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 ha, you're going to Florida. It's like I'm not traveling anywhere without a jacket or something that can keep me warm because inevitably I bring it with me.
Yeah.
So, just like I said, if you're in those areas,
be safe.
And those elected officials that are listening in on After 8 Hours, I need you to do what you can to help update our infrastructures because I think a lot of the cases we're not ready for that. So
we're not.
Texas is a great example. And like I was watching a whole bunch of videos actually on like our power grids, how they need to be updated and stuff like that. It's really interesting, really kind of amazing how this stuff still kind of works because a lot of it's old.
And
really old.
I just think of it just again from working for the company that I do, when everyone thinks of like, oh, the state government, all this, they just have everything taken care of. Like being in the realm of it, I'm kind of like,
it's very different.
We're all just making it to like we're doing our best, of course, with what we got. But again, what we got could always be improved. Absolutely. And especially the people we have, we can definitely expand resources and be better about shit. So like, again, if you're in those areas, I think especially after last year's fuckery, like, don't expect anyone to just kind of be your saving grace. Like you should be prepared as well.
That's fair. But yeah, so like the whole weather phenomenon in the world, every year it gets more ridiculous. And,
it makes me fucking nervous.
So climate change is real and it happens. That being the case, again, we're already into December, a decent chunk into December. There's a lot going on.
A fuck ton.
Like for me personally, I got a giant project that I'm still working on over there by 9 Mile Station. For those of you in Aurora, and it's going. It's been an adventure and a half to say the least. But it keeps me really, really busy, which digs into my time being able to do other things that I like to do, like play games or read or anything like that. So ultimately I'm excited for the end of the month though, because my office is like literally, you guys work too much, so they're closing between like the 23rd and January 3rd, and they're paying us for all that time, and it's not digging into our PTO, so it's literally just bonus time to force us to take off.
Bruh, I was trying to convince my job to do the same shit. I was like,
and for us,
nothing's happening this week. Like,
because for those of you that might not know about like the kind of the business and industry of architecture, it's very similar to mechanical engineering, all the other engineers out there. It's a service-based industry, and you work with there's a whole bunch of teams, and everything's based off of contracts for us. So for our contracts, it's literally written into our contracts this year that KTGY, my company, does not work between those days. So 1, don't expect work to be done during that time. 2, don't double up the work for when we get back to work on January 4th or whatever, January 3rd. So I thought that was insane. it actually took me a while to wrap my head around it. I was like, you guys are lying. Like, I know I'm gonna have to work on
It's
one
too
of those
good to be
days.
true.
There's no way. And they're like, no, you have to take it off. To the point where like, if work apps, like if it's a work emergency, a little harder in construction, but if there's a work emergency, they said push it to the
push it to the limit.
Push it to the directors and principals, the top brass, and they'll take care of it. They don't want us to work, which is like crazy to me.
That's
but anyway,
nice.
So I'm looking forward to that. There'll be some needed time off, so I can hopefully reset. How about you? Are you doing good?
Yeah. Long story short. Yeah, so work's been good. It's winter, stuff's closing, like basically kind of simmering down.
Yeah.
And I also passed my exam.
Let's go!
So now I'm actually a professional engineer now, which is fucking crazy.
It's a moment of silence for the exam, like the people that give the exam, because they can't keep taking your money.
Dude, I was like, I literally was like fucking dumb as a rock. I think I took that exam like over 5 times.
It's not like, because you're dumb. That shit is hard.
No, I'm like, tests are a fucking challenge. Like, I knew they're like a challenge for me in college, and then not being in college, like, having to fucking take this test, like, I literally lugged all the books out to my storage unit. I was like, get the fuck out of my house.
I imagine it's the same for you guys, like engineering, like for your PE exam and stuff, that it is in architecture, where like the further you get into working professionally in the industry does not help you with your testing.
It doesn't.
Because the testing is based off of like how it should be done by the book. Or whatever you learned at some point in your education, versus what actually happens in these industries is not at all.
Yeah. And obviously, I think we see that just in everyday circumstances, like especially with Niantic. They say they're going to do some things, transition. And then we get little other things that you're like Shadow Lugia. Yeah. You have the prime example of Shadow Lugia, which is like amazing looking, and then you have this like Rocket Giovanni darkened like shaded Lugia that we have now.
How about, I can know one that's close to your heart. How about Armor Mewtwo?
That one's still just one that just does they did dirty.
OG Armor Mewtwo is
OG cool. Armor Mewtwo is fucking amazing.
I remember wanting that Pokemon so bad. I remember like all the rumors and all the fake shit they told you. Like,
yes.
you can get Armor Mewtwo if you do this bullshit.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can't wait. I need to get it. I want it so bad.
It broke my spirit when I saw the armor that they had, and they're like, oh yeah, it's from the movie. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Just give me the original.
Because like, again, we talked about it, recently in the past, where it's just kind of like, how long can you skate on the fact that Pokemon's a great IP? And
and
there's some changes coming in the near future, and then some changes I'd like to see for the long future or the long haul. So I'm just kind of curious, like I said, how long Pokemon is carrying them, because they're
just on name alone.
Yeah, just on the IP alone, because. They came out with that Pikmin game. I'm pretty sure they'll close that within the year.
Harry Potter didn't last. Like, how long was Harry Potter there?
I want to say a year and a half. But
yeah, like
it's literally dying in January. They're removing it. The Ingress, which has kind of started it all, like they're still going with that because there's like a diehard, like it's like one of those cult classic at this
time.
Versus Pokemon Go still going strong. There's a reason Niantic like shot up in terms of like its company value and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Well, especially with all the money that they pulled in from like community days, and then
absolutely.
Fuck, I'm like, I just blanked. I'm like,
well, just all of your events in general.
Yeah.
Like, even like, well, in some cases, like, I did spend a little money to get my Rainbow Rocket gear that I was rocking forever. It's like, and that's how a lot of free-to-play games do it. It's like you get your cosmetics, the things that make your characters more unique to you or feel cool or whatever, that cost money, and I spent money on that. So, like, if there's 500, if there's, let's say, 20 million people playing Pokemon Go, and a quarter of them will be 5 million people, and they all spent $10, a quick 50 million
easy
buckaroos on Pokemon Go. Like, that's crazy.
Well, and the things that I don't understand with Niantic is, again, I want make sure we jump back into the events, but with a lot of the stuff that they promote and things like that, again, it's kind of seems like almost like a half-hearted effort with some of their stuff, and I don't get it. Like, you guys have this, have the ability
and the platform,
yeah, and the people who want it for sure. And like some of these events, looking at them now, they don't look half bad. Like right now, like we have, they're gonna be doing like a dragon focus. I don't really know the exact specifics of it, but like right now we have Reshiram and Zakram back, which is fucking dope because those boys can be shiny, which again we wanted at the initial, but like we said, like FOMO, there's no point in freaking out when they're first release and they go in, they don't have a shiny variant because they always will have a shiny variant. So that's out now. Now that we're in December, we have our transition into a fucking better 7-day reward.
Are you talking about the research box?
Yes. Like they have like it could be shiny now, which is dope. A little red boy, like it's cute. But at the same time, like why? Like obviously there's not a turkey Pokemon. I guess that's the closest thing to fucking turkey there was for fucking Thanksgiving. But then they brought in Dino or Dino. I always say Dino. Is that right? Because I know it's like the German.
I say. I mean, we had this discussion.
Multiple times. I'm just stupid.
It's hard not to say Dino, like Dano or Dino, just because of how it's spelled. But I say Dino now because, like I said, I look at it Ein Drei,
and that's German.
Zwei, Drei, yeah.
Okay,
German for 1,
I was
2,
just
3.
like,
so I say Dino, which sounds weird because you're like, it's not a dinosaur, it's a fucking dragon.
It's a dragon.
It doesn't even look like a dino, haha. But you know, but yeah, so that's in your research breakthrough, which is awesome. I want more of that. You know,
give us good Pokemon for that,
Volby.
please.
I was thinking, like, well,
that, and especially with the shiny variant too.
Ponyta.
Well, no, I'd be fine with Galarian Ponyta like they did before, because that one has a shiny, and again, something that is hard to come by in just regular everyday circumstances.
Well, that's how we always looked at these research breakthroughs. Is like, you know,
remember when they used to do legendaries?
That's true.
Remember that? The good days.
Say, you know, it's like, it was an opportunity for people like in less spare or like less populated areas.
Yeah.
Like say Hourz to get the same chances at some of these rarer, harder to find Pokemon. Because if I have to drive 20 miles to get to a park to play and catch certain Pokemon, like,
I just want
that's
to do
a little
it.
rough, like. Obviously the game's gotten a lot better about the population and everything like that, and we still want more. But yeah, so like having good Pokemon in those boxes incentivizes me to actually go out and do my research tasks, because half the time I'm like, I don't care about this Pokemon or that Pokemon, so I don't do them. I'll do the research tasks just as like a daily.
Something just to stay active with.
Yeah, but
as a filthy casual.
But I don't feel the need to a lot of the time. So I'm just like, whatever.
Especially with Volby. I was like,
I was just like,
I will hatch that in a strange egg at some point.
I'll get 2 Volby and I'll be good. I'll call it good. So anyway, I'm happy with the Dino. December is, like I said, there's got some pretty interesting.
We're just getting
DPed
by
December. That is very true.
That will be the name
getting
of the episode.
Diamond and Pearled by December. We're getting BDSP'd, sorry.
In December.
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. In December. So it's a good time. The Reshiram, Zekrom, and Kyurem are out now.
Well,
the Reshiram and Zekrom are out now. Kyurem will come.
Yes.
We already did the Zekrom or Reshiram? Reshiram. We did invited to like a Reshiram raid.
Yeah, I was inviting. Yeah.
Yeah. So so I got a shiny.
Dope. I got both of them,
and then I got a 98% on the Reshiram. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, got exactly what I wanted out of the event.
And then also Mega Steelix.
Steelix is out, which is cool.
Awesome.
Big
I like
fan.
him a lot.
And then towards the end of the year, technically end of the year and month, Mega Obama Snow will be there. So that'll be fun. Obama Snow cracks me up.
I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out what he looks like, because he's supposed to be like a pine tree, but he just looks like flustered.
The abominable snowman.
I don't know. He just looks really odd to me. But he'll be out. We'll have Kyurem out, and he'll have his shiny variant. And his is actually thankfully more distinctive than the other two. So like the shiny Erasrum, you'll know because it has gold bands instead of just gray or silver bands.
Yeah, well, it's like gold.
Whatever you want to call
almost
it.
Green, to be honest, like green gold.
Well, no, the bands. I thought they were just gold.
They
and then,
are, but I'm saying like the coloration of it is like
yeah,
almost.
It's kind of weird.
Like it is gold technically.
Raish or Zekrom, he just looks more like
a bee.
Well, yes, but he looks more blue or like this like slate color instead. But his tail has like a green color to it. So you'll when the light goes on, you'll be but you'll probably see a little like shiny emblem.
Yeah, it's like it's like one of those cases where like the shinies feel a little lazy.
They do.
Because there's absolutely some absolute awesome shinies out there, and then there's like shiny Pikachu, and so like
shiny Pikachu looks dope. He has a tan.
Stop.
Zapdos is the one that they did the greatest disservice to.
Bad. Really, any of the shiny birds.
That's true. Well, Articuno looks beautiful.
Articuno's okay.
It's like snow, like a snowy blue. Like
it looks like a sickly blue to me.
I thought it was elegant. I was like, you look pretty as fuck. Like, it's true. She is.
Zapdos got fucking bodied.
It should have been black and white.
Moltres is like the unfinished, the uncooked
raw chicken
wing, raw chicken.
It's true.
But I mean, like a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon don't have great shinies.
Yeah, they got pretty gypped.
And like, but then like over the course, like this is Gen 5, Reshiram, Zekrom, or Gen 5.
They should have stepped their game up.
We have like weird shinies, and I still think there's opportunities for different shinies. I don't think every shiny should be the same. It's like we were talking about lobsters the other day, and so you have like a regular lobster, and there's like the blue lobster, which is like a 1 in 30 million chance of like, oh, shiny Pokemon are real, haha, because lobster, that's rare. And then there's like the rainbow lobster,
which I thought he was lying about.
There's a rainbow
there's a rainbow,
and it's like a 1 in 100 million, so that's an even rarer shiny lobster.
Look it up. It looks pretty as fuck.
It's really cool, and someone inevitably probably wanted to eat it. But yeah, so it's like, hey, that if we're basing things in Pokemon off of
real life,
why not? So shiny.
I would love to see just like iridescent Pokemon,
just
like
iridescent, like hyper shiny or something.
Oh, it would look awesome. Or just like negatives.
Yeah.
Like just how we're messing around with like the camera settings earlier, and you just did like the negative of us.
Oh yeah, it's just...
I'd love to see the negative of a certain Pokemon. And again, Niantic I think has that ability. I don't know what kind of blood contract Nintendo and them have them to necessarily. But like obviously, like I just want Niantic to be like blink if you're okay, kind of deal.
Twice if you need us to help you. No, but really though, Niantic's they're in an interesting spot. I was gonna say spot and space at the same time, so I said spate. But
sport.
Interesting sport. That's right, sports ball. Pokemon Go especially is in an interesting spot because it's a free to play game. There's a lot of value there in it being free to play.
See,
it's a very popular, one of the most popular IPs in the world, with Pokemon. So it's just gonna be successful on that merit by itself. More often than not, it's on your phone. And everyone nowadays has a pretty decent phone. Like even your bad phones or whatever are pretty damn good. It's a whole computer in your pocket.
I'm just sad they just continued iOS 12. I'm just like, no, my old phone.
But I
mean, can't play it.
Well, because they're on like 15 now, right?
Yeah, it's fucking insane. I'm like,
But anyway, so everyone's got some pretty decent phones, and like I said, it's a whole ass computer in your pocket. Like your phone.
Yeah.
Your iPhone 6 will be more powerful than laptops we had like not even 10 years ago. So
it's true. Well, I guess one of the new things that they're going to be doing now. So tomorrow, but by the time this podcast comes out, this event might be active, or it will probably be active, or it will pass, depending. Again, they're doing an Incense Day, which is kind of a newer thing that they haven't done before.
Okay.
So instead of it being like the typical like weekend event or something like that, this is just going to be a few hours. It's going to focus on Swinub, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
He's been out before, so again, another opportunity for new players to get some shinies. Not just him, but also a bunch of other ice boys like Seal, Jinx. Huh?
Well, go ahead.
I was like, what? And then you'll get some ground types like Onyx, Cubone, Rhyhorn, Wooper, and a few others. And then again, I think you get the legacy move, which is Ancient Power, which is dope. And again, I'm wondering if they're going to have a prime focus if these Incense community days will just be for past Pokemon from community days of yesteryear, which would be kind of cool. Or if they'll be...
Swinub was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, Swinub is pretty old. So, but again, like if they are giving you that opportunity, because obviously the December community days only go, I think, like a year back instead of like from the beginning of time.
It goes to January.
Yeah.
Of that year.
So with that in mind, it might be cool to, if this is going to be a new monthly little side event, to have that opportunity, and then also gives you potentially the chance to evolve and get those moves again, which is something I was waiting for.
So what this is essentially like it's a community day, almost like a community day rerun, but not on a community day. So it'll take place like on a day on a weekend, and then it'll run the 6 hours similar to community day. So it's called an incense day. So I assume, and you can buy like an incense bundle, get a few incense for a coin. I assume the incense will last like an hour or something like that. So is it, the idea is like, from what I'm gathering, is it based on just incense, or is it going to be like, are Swinub going to be out in the wild too?
I think it's going to be probably based on incense.
Just based on incense. Okay.
So, which is good because that means you could play from home.
Yep.
It'll be basically a Pokemon every minute, and then you have 6 hours that you could do it. So if you want to maximize on it, you want to sit by a stop, have your incense going, have a good stock of that, and just kind of play, which is nice. Like, again, if you are more just kind of laid back player, it doesn't have the same FOMO as like, I need to go out and catch things.
Yeah.
Because it's all based on what you specifically want to like draw to you, which is the whole point of an incense.
Okay.
So
that's
like, my understanding.
So it's an incense based event, and it looks like they'll have kind of like if you've participated in GoFest, where they have a type theme per hour, essentially. So in GoFest, it was like, oh, you're in the fire region for an hour, and then you're in the water region for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
For this incense day, it looks like at the beginning of the day, it'll start with the ice times or ice region or whatever you want to look at it that way, and that's when you'll find like more ice-based Pokemon. So like Seal and Jinx and Sneasel, Snorunt, and if you're lucky, I guess, what is that?
Darmanitan?
Yeah. Well,
Darumaka.
Darumaka. I'm trying to remember which.
Galarian?
Galarian? Okay. Galarian Darumaka.
Ice boy.
So that would be the first hour, and then like, so you popped an incense in the middle of that, and it transitions to the next hour. That's when you'll run into the more ground type Pokemon, so like Onix and Cubone and stuff like that. So it's interesting because like it's not asking you to play for all 6 hours, at least intermittently throughout the day or during the 2 hours. So if you're looking for any of those specific Pokemon, because there's a handful of those can be shiny. I think there's only like a couple that can't be yet. So like Vanillite, Phanpy, and that Darumaka, which is weird. Just let him be.
He should have been shiny.
Anyway, but the featured Pokemon is Swinub, which, like you said, you get an opportunity to catch Swinub, shiny Swinub, which if you weren't playing or were busy for Swinub's Community Day or didn't do the December makeup for Swinub Community Day, this is another opportunity at that to get the Mamoswine with Ancient Power, which is a legacy move. So this would be like the only way to get Ancient Power on your Mamoswine, which
without having to use a Elite TM.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Ancient Power is great. So like, I think it's a really cool move. It's interesting. I'm curious to see how it does with the incenses. Sometimes incense feels like a very slow way to play. Which isn't bad. Again, like you said, it's more laid back. You can play intermittently. I don't have to sit there and like have FOMO run me through the day. But if like, hey, I want to spend some time playing Pokemon Go Incense Day, the other side of that is like, say we're gonna go walk around AMC or a park for a little bit. I'm only getting a Pokemon on my incense every minute or something like that, or maybe every 30 seconds. A little slower than, hey, there's this, it's popping up in the wild. So it's not quite a community day, like a nice little in between. But like I said, I'm kind of curious to see how it plays out, because like sometimes this feels like where I got excited about like the Kanto event, or next year there'll be the Johto event or whatever like that, and then like get a little bit let down because what seemed to be promised or seemed to be the case, not necessarily.
Exactly. And again, it's just kind of the hype behind it, and they haven't really been hyping this one up too much. Yeah. So I'm kind of curious to see what it'll be. Again, will be a good trial. And I was just looking at like the past community days. So right now, Swine was a community day for February 2019. Yeah, so 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago. Back then there was also Trico, there was Salamence, there was Blaziken, which again, if it goes off of the types, then there could be a fighting fire for Blaziken because that's what the typing he is. They're slacking, so that'd be normal. So that could maybe even be potential for babies. If it's just normal boys, like that'd be kind of cool. They had who else? Swampert, so that'd be ground and water again. You have Gardevoir, which would be a good one. That'd be like Psychic and Fairy, probably.
Right. Well, that's if they end up doing this.
If they follow that in any thematical way.
But the idea, like I said, I think I like the idea behind it, because like one, it's not a full on community day because they don't want to take away from the community.
Right.
So it's an Incense day. It's a little more laid back. You can play however you please, which you can do that anyway. But looking at it in that perspective, I think it's a cool idea to be able to bring that back in some capacity that's not eating up hey, let's run Charmander Community Day again or something like that. Because like, as much as I love Charizard, especially shiny Charizard, as much as it is a staple and like kind of the face of Pokemon in a lot of ways, I'm sick of it. Yeah. So I think I like that because again, it doesn't cost you anything. You can buy the incense things for a coin. Like there's like a special incense package that you can buy. But like I'm still sitting on so many incense from events past.
Yes.
That maybe it's an instance where I can use incense, or something like that. I think that's kind of neat. Swine Up, I'm not necessarily pumped for. Some of those other Pokemon, kind of looking forward to. But even then, even if I'm not looking forward to it, someone else is probably looking forward to that. Like, hey, I never got a chance to get shiny Snover or shiny Cubones or whatever. You don't see those in the wild very often. So.
Well, and that's what I'm kind of curious about. And that will transition to kind of the next major theme for Pokemon Go, which is this season of heritage.
Yeah,
because that's going to be the big thing for the next couple months.
It's the seasonal thing. So there's 4 seasons, just like 4 seasons, and
just like the world.
So we're leaving Season of Mischief, which culminated with Hoopa Unbound, and then we're going to be heading into Season of Heritage, which like just based on how it looks and everything like that, and just kind of the idea behind it, kind of goes hand in hand with the Project Arceus game that's coming out here in a little bit, which is exciting.
Do you think they're going to have him in January, just like the game release?
Well, think about it. Like they haven't released Arceus yet, which is a Gen 4 Pokemon. They just had Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl come out.
And they also changed the wallpaper thing too for the game. If you haven't seen it, it's cute. Obviously,
the loading screen?
Yeah, it has Bear Arctic. But then it also had, I forgot the little iceberg's name. It's like Belgermite? Bergmite? Okay. So it has him, so that'll be a new boy to come out. But then it also has like a thing with all the gifts, so there might be an exchange in the shop, is my guess, based on like the look. There might be some cool opportunities for new things there.
Okay.
They had cast form in the sun form.
Yeah,
and that's one thing that has not been shiny yet. So I think there'll be something to kind of look forward to there.
It's green.
I thought of it. Well, I think the cast form itself is like a green color or blue.
That's what I meant. Like cast.
Yeah. I think the sun still stays the same color.
So it's not the Majin balls.
Yeah. But that's one thing I kind of look at whenever they do little updates. Because again, Arceus was in one of the images. You can kind of see a silhouette. It was like a cut, like 2 or 3 loading screens back. But the loading screen does kind of give a hint as to what is to come.
That's true.
Because we did see I forgot the little Phantom was in one of them. Same with Furfro, and that's when they brought those boys. Yeah. So I always look at the loading screen to see, okay, who's there. So they have Cleffa.
Oh, Cleffa.
So that would be kind of cool to see again. Cleffa's already been shiny. It's had its day. But maybe they might do something involving babies. Who knows? Maybe. That's why we obviously keep throwing baby Pokemon out there because we want them. Like, they just had the opportunity to get the fucking Mime Jr. with all the eggs, and same with Riolu.
Oh, yeah.
And things of that nature. And that was really cool. Like, I think some people, I did hatch one shiny Mime Jr. So I was just like, that infinite incubator and the little phone rocker system worked out beautifully. I was like, thank you so much. But it's one of those things where I always try to find those little hidden, I guess you call them Easter eggs, within images and within events and displays that Niantic puts out to see what could be there. So, but what does this Season of Heritage have in store, you think?
Well, so I'm just looking at kind of the information that they shared. Season of Heritage, well, I was going to get back to a little bit of it. So the project, like I said, the theme behind it seems very in line with Project Arceus.
Okay.
Which is the Gen 4, the Hoenn region, but back in the past before they established the Hoenn region and started building it all up. The region in that game will be called the Hisui region, so it's actually got its own. It's like ancient Hoenn or something, if that's the way you want to look at it.
Old hose.
So there's old hose. But there's it's the Hisui region essentially, and there's Hisuian Pokemon.
Yes.
So there's like Hisuian Growlithe and all this other stuff. So that's going to be in the Project Arceus game, and like I said, I feel like that's all kind of Pokemon's MO with this one. To bump it, so they're like, hey, Pokemon Go, can we do something related to that? So they came out with Season of Heritage. Season of Heritage has a lot. I mean, there was a ton that happened in the Season of Mischief, right?
A lot.
We had a lot of different stories, a lot of different things. I think Season of Heritage will start out kind of similar to what happened in Season of Mischief, but like something I've been clamoring for more and more is like a little bit more story elements, a little bit more lore. Like Professor Willow apparently discovered some kind of ancient door that he wants to study more on, and he wants you to be able to help him study it. So that's the whole idea behind this Season of Heritage. So with that, it's going to be 3 months. It's going to span between December and March 1st before we get the next season, which again, Project Arceus lands right in the middle of all that. So in December, which pretty much already started in case you haven't checked, that's why there's a new loading screen. There's a new kind of little bit of everything going with that. December is we're doing like Stardust. What's interesting about that is it's a challenge, so it's a global challenge, not a global challenge, sorry, it's a personal challenge for every trainer to do. So right now it's collect 120,000 Stardust over the month of December, and you'll get a free Dino hat.
Kind of reminds me of the kid from Little Rascals.
Yeah. It really does.
He has it.
But it's interesting because it gives you. I think it's kind of cool because like it's a challenge.
It's another incentive to play the game.
Just play the game, and you don't have to like burn yourself out. 120k Stardust sounds like a lot. But it's doable if you stay on top of the daily tasks.
They also give you little missions as you go. Yeah. So it gives you Pokeballs, it gives you berries. I'm kind of curious to see, like, some of the catches have been random. Like, I think I got, like, a Quilava and some other boys, and I'm just like, okay, like, I'll just keep catching them. Like,
yeah.
It's not hurting me.
So I think that's really cool. And like I said, I like things like that. I like the incentives to keep, obviously give me something more to strive for other than
give me some spice
daily, get your daily Pokemon catch. That's what keeps me playing. Like, no, it's like, we talked about this in the past, like where I'm kind of low-key surprised Pokemon Go hasn't done a battle pass. I don't know, for lack of a better term. That is really prominent in other, I guess, free-to-play games, where it's like you buy this pass and you get a ton of value for it as you play the game. So, right now, infamously, actually, Halo Infinite doesn't have a great battle pass system, but the idea is it's there, it's permanent, and as you're playing that game, you unlock armor pieces, you unlock skins and all these other things. So in Pokemon Go, it'd be like, oh, you unlock opportunities to catch this Pokemon, you unlock certain items, etc.
Well, and I guess the whole battle thing that they do have for the game, if again another way to get Stardust, if people aren't aware, is to do the PvP. Like I think season 10 is active right now, so it's all the Great League battles, which are like really, if you're still struggling to learn how to battle, like PvP is a way to learn. Plus, you get to just battle random people. You get items, you get Stardust, you get Pokemon encounters. So it's not bad to invest in it, especially now since the season is just starting.
Yeah.
So that's a thing you can do, but what you're saying is a battle pass would be kind of like a whole separate thing.
So
from that,
basically, in battle pass is a
loose term
for it, but essentially, like I said, it's a value pass. It's very similar to when you get the Pokemon Go ticket or Go Fest. And you're like, okay, I'm going to work through X, Y, and Z, do all these things. And you kind of already get that in this. So like with the Season of Heritage stuff, like you get that little thing that's like, hey, there's a little mission every time you complete it. Once you've collected 4,000 Stardust, turn it in and you'll get 15
I would love like if the passes if they were to exist, that they could be something again based on like your interest level. So they had like a Stardust battle pass.
Yeah.
Where it could be like, if you buy this pass, it'll last you the month. And you get 2 times your Stardust.
Yeah, or something.
I'd be like,
that'd be super interesting. And like I said, we kind of already get it, and we get the special researches, which are really fun. And I would like to see even more of those, but more of those with a little bit more thought behind it. The other thing, but anyway, what I was going to get into was some of the other things that happened for the Season of Heritage. Is like it's a kind of a whole game rotation thing with the new season. So all your different areas, like your cities, mountains, forests, your biomes,
the terrains,
your biomes, wherever you're living, essentially, a lot of those Pokemon are rotating. So in the cities, I just saw this. I was playing by my office the other day. There's already more Trubbish and Porygon. You get Snubbull, Glameow, the little Bronzor.
We're considered mountain, right?
So out here, like,
or are we
we're
plains?
Mountains.
Don't have plains no more.
So there's forest, water, mountains, and cities. There's northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. So that was a change that they did with the seasonal stuff. So we're gonna see more, I guess, winter deerlings now.
Cool. Love deerling. It's so cute.
Sawsbuck and deerlings. And then again, so like if you're not familiar, there's those
seasonal boys.
Basic pool of Pokemon is shifting a little bit depending on where you're playing.
The thing that kind of has me worried is the egg shift.
So yeah, I was gonna say the egg shift is a little weird, and then there's the adventure sync in there. And I don't know if you saw this one. I don't know how long. What's his name?
Deden. That's the first he's been there. So it looks like
has been out. But.
It looks like the 2K and 5K. 5K might be a little bit more interesting because you could get like Happiny and Azurill in them and their potential shinies.
Why can't Munchlax be shiny?
But they just need to probably change the whole 2K pool, in my opinion. The 10K pool looks pretty dope because you can get Minfu, which again was before just a PvP exclusive. Now it's there. So again, it gives you hope that again, for those who struggle, I know like Phil had struggled to PvP before. I'm sure he's improved since then, because that was like months back. But just players who don't like PvP, there's that option now to where 10K could give you that. It could give you I forgot his little name. The little eagle boy.
Oh, so there's
Rufflet, yes.
Rufflet, Mienfoo, is going to be regular Darumaka. Esper, yeah. Gumi, Noibat, and Audino.
Which is much better, because again, 10Ks I think have kept their value. 7Ks are the ones they need to improve, and it looks like there'll be some changes.
Be changing during events.
But so that one, just kind of keep your eye out. Again, if you walk, do whatever hatching you need to do, and just remember, like, you don't get those new Pokemon if your egg has been sitting with you forever.
Yeah.
It's from the date you got it is whatever you get in that egg. So please keep that in mind.
So if you got an egg from 2 years ago...
Yeah, like I hatched a fucking hat Pikachu or hat Pichu, and I was like, the fuck? I was like,
It'll
this
still
is like
have
an
that
old ass
Pokemon from
egg.
when you got the egg, not
Yes.
what time it is now. So it's like
Yes.
you can't like hoard 10Ks right now
It doesn't work
because
that
you're like,
way.
whoa, when it shifts, I'm gonna get more Mienfoos or whatever. It's like,
Does
no,
not
you're
work.
gonna get more whatever. What was it? Oh, Feebas. There you go.
Yes.
You know,
God.
and enjoy that. So the other thing that's pretty cool about that. Well, so those are the egg pools, like you said.
The general
2K egg pools is kind of annoying. But it always has been.
They're just quick hatches again. Those are nice if you're just trying to get your Stardust.
At least I won't feel as bad with the 5K. Like I'm kind of over Azurill, Onyx's whatever.
Onyx shouldn't be in there.
Happiny Munchlax. Well, those are in there because of the.
Well, and those are. I'm wondering if those are just being added into the existing pool because it just says "and more," which makes me nervous.
Well, I was gonna say because like the Onyx and the Munchlax. Or sorry, not the Munchlax. The Onyx and the Snover make a little sense because of the Megas.
Right.
So there's Mega Steelix right now and then Mega Abomasnow. But regardless, the eggs with the seasons, same thing with the Pokemon that are out in the wild, your eggs are shifting. The nice thing Niantic did for us for Season at Heritage, they already announced all the community days. So we'll, again, for those that don't know, we'll have a December Community Day weekend, which is a replay of the prior community days, essentially, for the year. January, they went mid-January, so the 16th. They haven't announced that Pokemon yet, obviously. We'll find out. And then February will be right before Valentine's Day, so February 12th. And then hopefully we get
That'd be kind of cool if it'd be like Furfrou.
Heart Furfrows.
I want him so bad.
And then the other thing that's happening towards the end of February is the Go Tour Johto. So we had the Kanto event last year to mix results. There were things that I liked about it and things I definitely didn't like about it and things that I want them to improve upon.
Dude, I was just thinking about that shit yesterday. This morning, there was a fucking Blastoise at my house, and then last night there was a Venusaur, and I was like, where was this in the Kanto event?
What the fuck? Anyway... so that's
over
February 26th and 27th. Now, I will say the other thing that they're doing with the Season of Heritage is starting in January, or whenever those Go Tour Johto tickets go on sale. So for Kanto, it's like $5. Whenever those go on sale, you get extra incentives to buy those early. So if you buy it like in January, similar to this month, we have the Stardust Challenge. January will be an XP challenge, so they want you to collect 240,000 XP total for all of January to get a Gumi hat. Let's go. I love Gumi. But
cute.
They're gonna have but the only way to get that Gumi hat and do the thing is to buy that Go Tour Johto pass in January. So that's one of those things where it's kind of interesting because it's technically a paywall to get the same kind of value that you get for free this month because it's the Dino hat. And then in February it'll be a catch challenge, in which case I was like, we're gonna have to catch like 5,000 Pokemon in a month.
Done.
That's gonna be insane. I can do it. And then like, catch 600. So whatever. There's a catch 600 challenge, which
should have been 30,000.
Well, let me remind you that includes the Go Tour Johto event and a community day. And whatever else is happening. There's going to be a Valentine's event.
Should have been 30,000.
So anyway, there's a catch 600 total, and you'll get a Noibat hat if you bought that Go Pass for Johto.
Oh, goodness.
So fingers crossed, or I'll beat the shit out of you, Niantic. If you don't, every single one of you, if you don't make the Johto event better than the Kanto event. And that's a very low bar to clear.
It's a low-ass bar. The bar is literally on the ground.
Yeah, we gave you all of our tips. Just fucking do it.
Just watch the past podcast.
So there's a lot going on with the Season of Heritage, but I'm pretty excited for it. Again, and I'm, not for nothing, I'm excited for the Project Arceus game because it's a little bit different.
I'm so excited
on Pokemon. Apparently, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl people have loved. I'm on the fence about it. I don't really care either way, even though I love Gen 4 and I was clamoring for those remakes.
Right.
But anyway, so zooming back into December real quick, we had our we talked about some of the legendary, the raids that are this month. There's also going to be there's Community Day, but before that, there's every week we have these spotlight hours.
Yeah,
which have been
pretty
pretty decent.
They're pretty much the
things. It's
same things, just different Pokemon.
So it's like what on a Wednesday evening?
No, it's not on Tuesdays.
They're on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Oh, raid hours are Wednesday.
Raid hours, yes.
Okay. So
they've at least kept consistent with those, which is nice.
So Tuesdays you get for this month it'll be Electabuzz randomly, but you can what does that say? You get
it's a double transfer candies. Then you have Magmar the next week, which is double XP for evolutions.
Yeah.
You get Snorunt, which is double XP for catching Pokemon. And then the very last week you'll get Cubchoo, which again can have a shiny.
And double
double catching for the candy boys.
What I'm seeing is the spotlight hours. I guess they're going to have mega.
So you also get like certain mega privileges. So like when you catch them, you might get more candies for megas.
Oh, so if you're catching Electabuzz, you get mega evolved candy for Ampharos and Manectric.
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna give you for that.
So if you're into megas, which some people are,
if you care,
I guess for that Electabuzz day, and you need more Ampharos or Manectric candy, go for that. If you need more Charizard or Houndoom candy, go for the Magmar. If you need Venusaur or Abomasnow candy, go for the little Snover, and I guess Abomasnow only for the Gumshoe. But still,
it's good to kind of keep in mind some of the small print for some of these events. So like the other thing happening too, I don't know if you touched on it, with the Season of Heritage is also kind of the seasonal bonuses. So they'll be more effective. Incense, you'll be able to do, there's increased damages for raids, which is okay. You get that usually anyways.
That should happen anyway.
You'll get more guaranteed gifts from stops, which has been happening anyways. The other thing that they did that I thought was really cool was the guaranteed XL candies for certain trades.
Oh yeah.
So
that's
like
a big deal.
What the last community did with Shinx, I thought was fucking dope because they also had it to where you get the double transfer candies and XL candy and such.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on a bunch of Lugias and Mewtwo, so I was like, you know what? Let me transfer. And sure as fuck, I was getting 3 Lugia candy and an XL candy every single time.
Nice.
So I was like, dude, bank. And that was something I even threw out on Discord. I was like, hey, if you guys didn't see this shit, because I know some people were like, I already did tons of fucking raids for Shiny Shinx. Now he's out on a community day. I'm not going to do him. Just make sure, again, you read the fine print of all the events, because there might be something else that you could be kind of taking, like, maximizing or optimizing when you're doing these events. So, like, again, I don't give 2 fucks about, like, this Incense Day coming up because I already have all these shinies. But again, if I'm like, you know what, maybe Larvitar might be kind of cool to get more XL candies of.
Mm-hmm.
That's the time to do it. And again, use your buddies, because again, and I got to give a shout out to Justin because he's been opening his gifts. And again, like,
I'm gonna stop from now on.
Don't ever stop.
I love seeing this buddy gave you a gift 2 days. It's just 2+ days ago.
2+.
Whatever, even though it was really 2
I wanted
ago.
to show the actual number. Like,
that would make me feel more guilty. And I would like that.
Guilt them, Niantic. But again, it's one of those things where use your buddies, trade them. Again, I think it's like if you're past 100 kilometers, it gives you the 3 candies and an XL candy.
Okay.
So again, if you have friends in faraway places, it might be time to coordinate. They also again gave the bag upgrade, so I think you can have up to 5,000 Pokemon now, or something like that.
5,000?
Yeah, I think it is 5,000.
Oh yeah. So it's 5,500 for Pokemon storage and 4,500 for items.
Is it 45? So I don't know. It's been a minute. No, it's 4,000 for items.
They're upgrading it in the middle of December.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Right before Community Day.
Fuck yeah. So again, it's one of those things, and thank you, Niantic, for doing that. I didn't even. Oh yeah, I'm just fucking stupid. But again, so it'll be dope for those kind of things, and for the Community Day, there's gonna be a lot going into. I don't know if you want to talk about it now or like if we do the podcast like right before the day.
Oh, we can do a December Community Day podcast.
Yeah, I was like, because it literally said in like 2 weeks.
But just as a quick preview.
But it looks like it has some goodies.
Quick preview. December Community Day 2021. Featuring
Why are you doing
all
that?
of the other 2021 Community Day Pokemon.
Yes. This is the usual thing.
Yeah, that's right.
So
similar to last year, and the year before, and the year before. So ultimately, there's gonna be some pretty fun stuff coming up, and then it looks like they're also gonna do Pokemon from even prior years in raids and eggs.
Yeah, so just ignore them.
I mean, like some people are into that though.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool because you get Elekid and Magby.
I'm just mad Niantic,
which is cool
because you have
from the 2Ks.
You have 3-ish weeks to meet my demands. Because at the beginning of the year, I predicted breeding, and that's not in the game yet. So get on your shit.
You're like threatening them. You're just like,
look, I'm
do
telling
it.
you, I will beat the shit out of every single person at Niantic, starting at the top.
I would love to see that. like no doubt. And again, with the community day, this is again a catch up, so people take advantage of this opportunity. But again, there's going to be more of them, so don't feel fucking pressured. There's a lot going on. We have obviously in the world itself, we have this new cool Omicron variant
of
COVID. I feel like they just keep coming out.
Fun fact:
and
there's
I'm
a
just
Transformer. His name is Omnicron. Not Omicron, which is whatever the new variant is. Omnicron.
Omnicron. Okay, I did not know that.
But when they first started talking about the Omicron variant, I thought they were talking about the Transformer, and I was really confused.
You're just like, what's happening?
I was like, okay, Autobots, roll out.
It's one of those things of like, if you don't feel pressured, especially with the holiday season, if you got other shit you're doing, take care of other shit. Take care of you
first.
Take care of you. Again, like one thing I wanted to start doing, which I was watching from fucking Insecure, was the self-care Sundays. I thought was a really cool concept.
Absolutely.
That I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to start fucking doing that. So Sundays is just going to be my low-key day to just handle little miscellaneous shit that I want for myself. And yeah, like, start doing that. Treat yourself, especially in the holiday season. This is a high time for depression. High time for sadness.
Treat yourself.
I don't want you to be sad, but if you're sad, go through that emotion. I'm not going to say ignore it, but go through it. Get treatment if you fucking need it, of course.
Absolutely.
Don't ignore it. Don't drink your pains away.
Also,
please don't.
Tell someone you love them.
Yeah. Like, Justin, I don't love you.
I don't give a shit.
See, I just said it. Like, it's one of those things, like, don't be shy with your feels. Guys, I know, have a hard time talking about feelings, which is, I'm still just trying my head around.
You're all beautiful. Sexy.
My God.
Yes.
He's just like the straight stare into the camera, like, you are. But, again, talk about shit if you need to. Again, Pokemon, enjoy it. Like, if you haven't seen some friends in a while, reach out. Don't be fucking shy. If you want to meet up with someone for brunch, whatever, like, I was kicking it with Joe Buttmunch after the Shisui Day, which is awesome.
Shouts to Joe Buttmunch.
And there's also other events going on. Like, we're going to be doing the Cold Colorado edition of the Scavenger Hunt. So that's going to be starting up. So that's something to do if you're bored and you want something Pokemon related, but also to just explore the area. Do the Scavenger Hunt.
Hey,
registration is still open. And yeah, just reach out. Like, don't be fucking shy.
Yeah, let us know if you got any cool ideas, anything you want going on,
or any fun winter traditions that you do that you think would be cool for others to try out. Yep. Share them. I don't see why not.
Stay tuned here. Stay tuned to the Aurora Masters podcast, or not podcast. Sorry, we are the podcast.
They have a podcast.
Aurora Masters Discord, and kind of wherever else you get your Pokemon going. All that. We got a lot of fun things in store. Scavenger Hunt is the tip of the iceberg. Got a lot of fun things in store for the next year, the future. The girthy tip. It is girthy. You don't have to take it all at once. You can work it.
You have a couple weeks to take it.
Also, don't be afraid to use lube. Anyway, we got anything else for the people?
No, that's it. Bless you, Tatum.
All right. Jack 1620s for the children. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.